Jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? Today is Tuesday, the day before my baby's birthday. If you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would be so excited if you did. I'm going to get this so I can take this thumbnail. We doing butterfly 3. I mean, Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. I got too excited. Butterfly 1. I'm gonna hold it here today. So, how are you guys doing? It's a little late. This video might come out a little late. It is actually pretty late for me to even be eating, but I was hungry. For those of you that don't know, I started a business, an accessory business, kind of like jewelry, bracelets, necklaces, anklets, and whatnot. So I've been kind of working all day doing those. So that's what I've been doing. That's what took me so long to get ready. So, yeah. So I got maybe I could put them up some so y'all can see them. Okay. So I have Papa John's. They have a new thing called I think it's called a Papa Dia. Something like that. It's kind of like a calzone, but you know, through Papa John's. Am I the only one who like this? I be liking to squeeze this juice. Ooh. And I just tried it because I just had to take my nails off. My fingers is a whole nother case. So, we're going to jump right in, guys. This has chicken, onions, and cheese. And I think they kind of tricked me, but it's not bad. I think I would have preferred it without the red sauce. So, I left off with Morgan, Arya, and Issa being in the studio. Amik offering an apology for the part that he played. Mountain Dew, I know it's bad. For the part that he played and hurting her in whatever way that was. And so now we're going to Arya and Issa. And if you know anything about Arya and Issa, you know they got this crazy back and forth. Issa got a thing for her, and he been trying to get her since he met her in book, 2? 1. He's been after her since then. So, when he go walk her back into her hotel room, he's like, Ali, man, like, when you gonna mess with me, man? You got me bent, basically. And he's like, she's like, when you gonna stop calling me that? He like, you still knocking girls out without thinking twice. She's talking about if they get disrespectful, yeah, I do. He's talking about, well, I'm just always call you Ali. So answer my question. She's talking about, why would I mess with you, Issa? She's like, you a hoe. You literally got girls everywhere, like, climbing up your back to be with you. Why would I even take that risk? He said, because I feel good. She said, and that's the problem. You're disgusting. And she said, no, like the stuff you say to women for real, like other girls eat that up. She said, but I'm not none of them. He said, here we go. You know, I agree. I argue with you more than I argue with my maid. And she like, yo, maid? And basically, she like, yo, maid? Like, how you gonna try to want to be with me, but you talking about you got a maid? So you want to be with me, but you got a girlfriend? And he said, Stop saying that because I don't have no girlfriend. She's like, well, then what's a man? She said, if you got a man, then why you here with me? She said, because this is where I want to be. And she said, so what am I, some type of side chick? You know, but said, she said, so you think you can slide through here, then swerve over there afterwards? Like, is that what type of girl you think I am? And he said, you know better than that. You ain't crazy. You know what it is. She said, no, actually, I don't know what it is. Like, I really don't. What do you want from me? Should I, what, you want to have sex with me? Because everybody in the venue want to have sex with me. She's like, I sell it on stage every day. So, he said, everybody, he said that every one of them in the venue can get their shit rocked. Don't play with me, Ali. He said, I'm the only one driving this. She said, boy, you ain't even got a key to this. Like, you couldn't even start my engine. And so, he said, well, you better put it up for the winter. And so I find the key to that thing then. Stop playing with me, Ali. You're not because now you're trying to be funny. He said, let somebody touch my whip and I'm going to air this shit out. And I mean that, Ali. So stop playing with me, okay? She said, you possessive, but meanwhile, you got a girlfriend. He like, I don't have no girlfriend, so stop saying that. He said, well, what? She said, well, what is a man? He said, not a girlfriend. And then she said, so what am I? He said, a tease. She said, you know what? I think you should hop that flight with Meek tomorrow. So he basically told her, like, good night, go to your room. She told him, good night, Issa, go to your room. So she said she enjoyed his company, but the back and forth was kind of tired. Like, while they was like, while Morgan was in London and Arya was back in the States or whatever doing the Stiletto Gang performances or whatnot, her and Issa had kind of like taken a liking to each other, but nothing that was like serious or that was like on the books. That ain't his girlfriend. She ain't his girlfriend. But I guess when you mess with Issa, you are his girlfriend. So ain't no if ands or buts about it. You mine until I say you mine or until you say you mine. But in my eyes, you are mine. Excuse me. But he used to go up and down the highway to go visit her. Like, he would come see her in the middle of the night, cuddle up with her or whatever. But it was strictly that. It wasn't anything other than just, them cuddling with each other or her needing somebody to help her sleep. So she would call him and he would come to wherever she was and he would sleep with her or whatever. And when I say sleep, I mean physically sleep. Like, that's it. So he felt like, you told me that I had to do a grand gesture. I done flew you to London. I'm paying your rent, paying all your bills, and you still don't want to be with me. Like, you don't want to give me no time of day. She liked the fact that they was friends, but she didn't want to be on, she didn't want to be on the back and forth with him. Like, and so she like, I'm exhausted. You can go back to your room, and I just don't want to be on your little bullshit tonight. He like, oh, I'm on bullshit? And that's what he said. I fly you across the world, racing up and down the highway to message you, hopping flights to show you loves at your show. And sure, that's what friends do. He's like, man, don't nobody want to be your friend. I'm trying to pop that. Hey, that is the funniest line to me. Like, ain't nobody trying to be your friend, Ali. I'm trying to pop that. Like, come on with all of that. Come on, want to be your friend. And so before she could even think about her reaction, she picked up her shoe and threw it across the room. And she was like, oh, forget me? Nah, forget you and your girlfriend and get out of my room. He said, throw something else at me. So he told her, on God, when I hit that shit, I'm turning that shit up. I'm murdering that shit. Like, I promised to God. You know, right? Because see, all this built up anger that we got back and forth with each other. And so she like, call her. He like, call who? She like, your man, call her. She's like, don't play stupid. So she typed in the code. His phone say, typed in the code to his phone. And he like, you wild for knowing the code to my phone. And so she went through some of the messages or whatever that he be sending to the girls that he talked to. She said, so you think you just think it's something cute to say to 4 different women? You better not ever say this shit to me. He was like, I wouldn't say the same shit to you. She was like, but you do, Issa. You say it to me, but you just word it in a different way. Like, but you say the same thing to me. Like, you basically got me in a rotation with all the rest of the girls that you mess with. And so, she said, you come at me like I'm an object, like it's a prize for you to be able to, get to me, like it make you mad that you haven't been able to have sex with me, even though like the expectation is just that, like I do everything, that you do everything for me or with me, and the expectation is that I give you some, and I haven't given you none yet, so that kind of like bothers you or whatever. And she said, you got to work for me. A man that wants to lay between my legs wouldn't even put me in a position to feel like I need to do that. I'm work. She said, and you got to work for me. I'm not talking about no money. She said, you got to show me that you worth my time and my energy. She said, sex is more than physical. I want you. She said, but not all of them. Like, I don't want their energy infecting me. And I understand Arya, because who really wants to be number 6 on the totem pole? You just so happy that you made the list, but you don't care what number you are on the list? Like, nah, I have to be the only one on the list. It just has to be me. There is no list. Like, I'm not about to be competing with Sally and Tasha and Lily from down the street on what days of the week you want to be bothering me. Or if you choose to be bothering me, then I got to worry about Leah trying to run up on me and tell me what she did with you last night. Or, you know, now I got to listen to Tamika and Tiffany tell me where you was at on Wednesday when they saw you. Like, don't nobody want to do that, Issa. Don't nobody want to do that. And so she said, now, good night. And so he took his time before he got to the door, and then he kind of went to the door and picked her up, and I think he might have kissed her. And she was like, I don't even know why I deal with do this with you. He said, yeah, you do. And I think he might have kissed her and told her, I'm sorry. Like, I hear you. And although Issa is the roughest as they come, he got a real soft spot for Arya. Like, she just do something to him kind of the same way that Morgan did something to Messiah. So it's kind of like she brings out, like she allowed him to be his crazy self, but she still brings out that side of him that allows him to care for her openly. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who he friends with and frequent with, they know how he feel about Ali. Like you said, I'm catching flights to come to your shows. Like, I'm paying your rent. Like, I'm driving up and down the highway every time you call. Like, she softened him just a little bit though, because he's still the rough man on the campus, okay? And so he kicked off his shoes, took his suit jacket off, and then they went to lay down in the bed, just in the spooning position. Her fully clothed him too. And so she said, I hate you, she whispered, and then he craned his neck back and placed a kiss to the tip of her nose. So he said, I hate your ass too. Hate you like a motherfucker. And so, so this next chapter, for those of you who really have not read, I mean, if you read Ethic 1 through 6 and now this is your first time reading Butterfly 1, this next chapter was probably like, I was like floored, but I knew it was coming, because when book 6 ended, I just couldn't believe what I thought that I believed. So this next chapter is Messiah coming back. Now, when I read Ethic 6, and I thought he died, I knew he wasn't dead, because at the end of the book, Ashley made sure to let us know, like, well, why does Morgan still feel him? But I wasn't 100% sure, but I was a close 85% sure, like, he gonna come back some type of way, or like she gonna find out something was, like off about the whole surgery thing or whatever. So when I wind up going back, and when I got to this book or whatever, and I got to this chapter of the book, I was so excited, because when I read book 6 and Messiah died, I literally cried. I mean, I had real tears. It was so sad. I couldn't pull myself together, okay? And I cried real hard when Morgan found out. I cried real hard when Amika, Issa, and Blue went to the room to try to get him when he was gone. I just cried. I was just crying. So when I got to here at book 4 and Messiah was back, I was like, oh my God. Like, thank you, Ashley, for not killing him off. So So when you get to chapter 4, it's basically Messiah doing his morning workout or whatever, with one of the guys, with the trainer or whatever. He went through. So what happened to Messiah is like when Blue and Amik and Issa came to the room, he did cold. Like he cold blue, he was gone. They went ahead and resuscitated him and then kind of made his file go into null status, like where nobody would know where he is or nobody would know what was going on. So they just assumed that he was dead. And so he went through like an intensive chemo. He had surgery where the doctor wound up cutting out as much of the cancer as she could cut out. I'm talking about, to the bone if she had to. So he had to go through that surgery. Plus he had to go through recovery from that surgery as well as do some really extensive chemotherapy. So he was like doing that for probably about a year. I'm going to say a year to 8 months to a year. And so once he got done with doing that and his cancer finally was in remission, then he was trying to build his weight back up, build his strength up. Because imagine he was like, dying. So he had lost a significant amount of weight. He had got his dreads and stuff cut off. Like he literally was like checked out. So now he's in the rebuilding himself stage, like, pushing himself to the max, working out every morning, eating right. He still got to go to chemo, not as much as he had to go before, but he maybe got to go like once a month or once a week or something like that now, as opposed to going as much as he was going before. But he's kind of like in the clear. His cancer's in remission or whatever. So, of course, he said, you don't want it, you got to keep pushing to the limit. And he said to the max. He said, how bad do you want it? And so that's what he was going through training with him. So he used Morgan's picture as like his motivation to get himself back together. And so it talked about how he let her go and how she didn't know much about his sickness and how he didn't want her to even see him in that type of condition. And how he had to go through all the pain that he had to go through in order for him to even try to survive this thing so he can get back to her. And how he, Dr. Buscemi tried to keep him hopeful. And they talk about how he counted up all his money, sent it to her, and the house. So if he really would have, she got $1 million because he like liquidated all of his businesses and put everything together. And so she got $1 million, the deeds and stuff to his house or whatever. If he really would have died, she would have got another $1 million from the insurance policy. But for Morgan, she didn't want none of that. She just wanted him. So, and he said that she would forever be his despite the miles apart. So he asked him, like, the trainer told him, like, you look pretty strong. He like, I don't feel it. He like, the cancer can come back at any time. And so he said, you're right, but you got to keep your mind strong. Get your body as strong as you can to get ready for the war when it comes. Right now, you're cancer free. So thank God for that. Celebrate the small wins. 8 months cancer free. And you built your body up well. Strong mind, strong body. Remember that. So he wound up going back home because he was staying like in the apartment above the gym that he was at because he really didn't have nothing. Like, you know what I mean? And I think he still might be in Baltimore because that's where she might be doing the surgery and stuff at. So he took the picture that he had of Morgan on his phone and left. He opened up his Instagram account and he went to her page. Something he did daily. Sometimes he watched her hours. He never liked anything. He never commented on none of her pictures, nothing like that. But he said something in him just made him feel like he needed to reach out to her right now. So he said, because only Morgan can make him do some sucker shit, like get an Instagram account to be like in her pictures or whatever. So he clicked the message and he slid it to her DMs. And he typed 2 words. And the 2 words that he typed was pretty ass. I love me some Saya. I do. It's bad. And so when she now Morgan done decided she done got a plane ticket and she decided like I'm going back home. Like after seeing my friends and after being able to reconnect with them for just that small amount of time made me realize and made me feel like God, I really miss home. I really miss that part of me that's free, the part of me that can dance, the part of me that could just be Morgan, that I can't be here in London with Bash and his crazy family. So sister girl done bought her a plane ticket and decided like I'm going back home for a little while. I don't know when I'm coming back right now, but I'm going back home. And so Bash, are you sure you want to do this right now? You sure you don't just want to wait for a couple of weeks when I can fly with you? He like, nah. She like, no, it's okay. I can go on back. She said, I already told Ethic I was coming home. Bella's birthday is coming up. I got to be there. He said, you stay. She said, you stay, handle your business at Cambridge and I'll be fine. Join me when you wrap things up. And he like, okay. So then she wound up sending a message from Messiah how he done liked, how he done liked all her pictures or whatever. And his name is Murder King 81810. And she saw how many pictures he liked. And she was like, such a creep. Like, you know, but she don't know it's him. Like, she just know that it's a random person. He has like a butterfly as his screen thing. So she don't know exactly who it is or whatever. So she said she appreciated that he worried about her talking about Bash, but he was handsome, but he was boring. And after loving someone who made her soul feel like it was on fire, being with Bash was like mind-numbing. The uneventfulness of their lives, the routine was growing old. So she hadn't realized it until Aria and the crew came back, like I said. And she had been dying to escape. So she got the diaper bag. She got all that stuff ready. And she was like, I'm on my way back to going back to Flint. She said that her stomach wasn't nice. She really hadn't been home in a long time. And she said what waited her back there was terrifying. Like old wounds, ghosts of the lover's past, and she would never admit it, but Meek was there too, and flutters filled her stomach. Like she said she knew that she could turn around. Flint was trouble. She said Meek was trouble, but he made her feel again. He listened. He was the only one who could see that she was drowning in a room full of people. He noticed the vacancy in her eyes when she smiled. And so instead of turning back, she was like a moth drawn to a flame. Morgan was tired of running. She just wanted to go home. So I am going to stop right there. And I'm gonna try to summarize as much as I can, because I feel like when I be going through these chapters, I'll be only be able to do like 2 chapters of video. And I'm trying to give as much information as I can and, you know, discuss it with you guys without necessarily going page by page. But I'm going to go ahead and stop there, and I will be back tomorrow. Definitely not the same time, but definitely the same place. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget that if you are new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Even if you old here, please share and comment. I like to hear from you guys. I drew the name for my giveaway that I was doing, and the person who I've selected, they haven't reached out to me to give me their information. So if you would like to know if it was you, you have to go back and watch the video. It was on my live video that I did. I released the name of the person. I think I did it again on the other one. So I'm trying to give her a chance to go ahead and respond. If she doesn't, I'm going to do another giveaway, and it's going to be I'm going to pick another comment off of that page. So just be on the lookout for that. And I'm also going to do like a contest, so to speak. I'm trying to get my subscribers up and my watch hours up and things like that. So I think that's going to be like whoever shares my videos and brings the most subscribers, I'm going to give a cash prize away. So just go ahead and be on the lookout for that. My Instagram page is Juice Life 7, I believe. And then my Facebook page is Cherie Juice. So you can follow me on both of those. So please don't forget to share. Thank you guys so much for watching me. And I appreciate you guys' support more than you would ever know. And until next time, bye, my Jujubee.